So our week-long series continues, Cabinet Close-Up, and today it's the President-elect's pick to be the next Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson. First, a clip of Mr. Tillerson with Neil. This is back in '09.
What do you think of that mentality that now seems to grip Washington, even in the throes of this Wall Street freefall, that they look askance at successful companies and companies that do too well?
Well, I think what it's illustrative of is a lack of understanding by many policymakers and the public at large over the risk-reward balance that goes in particularly into our business, in the energy business.
All right, so government and business there. Meanwhile, Israel is up in arms over the current Secretary of State after the speech yesterday from Mr. Kerry. So would Rex Tillerson be different, maybe be more welcomed by Israel? Emergency Committee for Israel Executive Director Noah Pollak is our guest. What do you think, Noah, about Tillerson coming in, Kerry going out? It's specifically as it relates to Israel.
I think in Israel they're incredibly relieved and looking forward to it. Kerry is a bit obsessed with Israel. It's been really the focal point of his career here as Secretary of State, and Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama also were very much devoted to it and very critical of Israel. And I think Tillerson, we don't really know yet what his actual views are on Israel, but he's not going to be the president of U.S. foreign policy. He's going to be the Secretary of State, and he's going to help enact and execute the Trump administration's agenda. And we know that the Trump administration's agenda is a very pro-Israel agenda.
Right. We've been hearing from the top on this, mostly through Twitter, and Donald Trump been going back and forth with, even with Benjamin Netanyahu yesterday, both supportive of each other on Israel. And to your point, we don't know a lot about Tillerson, do we? We've been led to believe that he has this relationship with Vladimir Putin through his business in Russia, but other than that, we haven't learned much of anything yet. You know, he's kind of an open book. Right,
and we'll get a lot more clarity during his confirmation hearings. And, you know, in the past, someone who was in the oil business or the energy business would have had a lot of dealings with Arab countries. And as far as Israel is concerned, there would have been some skepticism about that, because he would have been hearing for a number of years a lot of complaints about Israel and a lot of claims that Israel was the source of American foreign policy problems and the source of instability in the Middle East. But Tillerson now, to the extent that he's had dealings with the Arab countries have a new threat, which is Iran. And this is because of the Obama administration and the Iran deal. And so I actually think that to the extent that Tillerson has had a lot of dealings with the Arab countries, he's heard a much more pro-Israel message, and a message desirous of the United States to push Iran back in the region.
Now, that's interesting, kind of, because you're right. In the past, that's exactly how things would have been associated with the big oil executive. What do you think of what happened yesterday? I mean, the Kerry speech, I mean, whatever term you want to use, it was forceful, it was whatever it was, but it certainly went after Israel, and then Netanyahu comes right back at him. Is there any effect? Does any of that matter, what we saw yesterday?
I think it matters a lot for the Obama administration and the legacy of the Obama administration that this is a group of people who decided that they wanted to go out on a very anti-Israel note, and on a note that united, actually, it was politically very foolish because it united the Republicans behind Trump, and it divided Democrats. I mean, Obama's been getting criticized very aggressively by pro-Israel Democrats.
Schumer and Congressman Engel and others, yeah.
Oh, numerous people. And the speech isn't going to actually matter in the long run, but it's going to matter for Obama's legacy. And the kind of things that Kerry said in the speech, Trump and his people can come in and basically unsay them and say things that are better and more accurate. And meanwhile, everyone is going to remember that this administration, to its last dying breath, wanted the world to know that it was anti-Israel.
Right, and you're right, the Trump administration will come in with a completely, it looks like, new policy. Noah, thank you. We appreciate it.